expects to be the opposite of his normal, permanently self. He feels privileged to evaluate a distinguished and polished speaker's speech. Please welcome Marvin Korea.
Scott, where do I begin? You start with a question, always bringing us into the story, what your topic is about. And not only did you start with a question, but you made us keep our hands up and continue to ask, are you a bad boss? Something that makes us think even further about that, and the fact that there was a difference between the fact that have you worked with a bad boss, and are you a bad boss, and why there's a difference. It was a good thing to point out, because we normally don't think of ourselves as bad bosses, but I know I've been a bad boss before. Sometimes you have to admit it to yourself. So thank you for reminding me of that. Another important thing is the difference between managers and leaders. Something that is not often recognized, the fact that there's differences between what a manager and a leader does. That a manager is more on the bureaucratic side, which is necessary in organizations, but also leaders, and leaders have followers with a purpose. The example that you gave with the ducks walking around, and you gave us some body movement there, that was very good. But you're not a duck. The leaders are not ducks. They don't follow aimlessly unless it's David's ducks and they're walking with a purpose somewhere. Something else that was very good that you pointed out was that the manual specifically talked about leadership, but when you read into it, it actually was more focused on management. One comment, though, on the notes for the evaluate I see here, it says the speech should not be to report on the content of the Understanding Your Leadership project. So for the speech itself, one of the notes is that you shouldn't have done that, but I think it was important to point out. As far as things to be improved upon, yes, you did talk about the fact that Toastmasters should have more focus on leadership and not management, but maybe a recommendation on what Toastmasters can do. You gave us the implication that yes, these are things that leaders should do, but you didn't actually say that yes, Toastmasters needs to do these things to really develop leaders, not just managers. Again, very good use of your hand gestures. One thing to keep a note, you like to go like this and bring it back, this and bring it back. I know I'm not great in hand gestures and vocal variety. This maybe didn't lend itself to as much vocal variety, but I know you're very good at it. Overall, an excellent speech as usual. I hope you come back to visit as often. You still have a couple of months maybe with us, so let's take advantage of Scott as much as possible.
Anyone else want to take advantage of Scott?